Who's been bad? Who's been bad so far, David?
No one's bad.
There we go. Hey, he's been great. All right, appreciate it, brother. Right? That's it.
Yeah.
All right, see y'all.
You
ain't gonna get off that easy.
Thanks, David.
Thank you, brother. That wasn't exactly true, but no, it's good.
It sounded good.
Spring's been good. Day, was that day 4? Day 5. So I had a good little scrimmage there and a lot of situational work. I saw guys playing with a lot of effort, some really good hitting, and guys flying around, like our length and our speed. And young guys all look good getting in there, and mixed bag. Some good, some bad, like you would expect. And it was good to be able to get out and just watch guys play today. And let them go out there first time without the coaches and get after it. So, we got a lot of guys going in and out, particularly in the back 7 and up front, But started off with the Paul drill, and that was good, physical, really pleased with the effort and physicality there. And then again, we got in a lot of first and second down situations, and then third and longs and third and medium, and then 4 down territory stuff. And again, there was a lot to be excited about and a lot to correct, and got a long way to go to be a good football team, certainly a good defense, but our guys got a great attitude and have really been busting their rears, both in the film room and out here on the field.
How important is a guy like Mike Jones Jr. in your plans this year?
Yeah, I mean, we're counting on him, and I think he's excited. He's been working incredibly hard, putting in a lot of extra time on his own, mentally and physically, and had a nice showing out there today. Really, I was pleased with the progress that he's made, and he's been paying attention and working hard, kind of laying in the weeds, if you will. And he's got a sense of urgency about him, and a coachability. He's got a good skill set, and really can do multiple things. It's not just one position for him, but he did well out there today and has looked good so far.
You mentioned sense of urgency. Are you seeing the same thing out of Xavier this year at the start of spring ball?
Yeah. He's got a good attitude, and he's got a good awareness about where he is and what he needs to do to make improvement and be a leader and to be accountable and all those things. So. He's done a good job coming back with the right mindset.
Was he disappointing to you and the other coaches at all last year? I think maybe just from the outside, I think maybe more was expected of him as far as a breakout type of year.
I don't know. I don't look at breakout years, and all that. But he's just a young player, and thought he had a lot of good moments last year, and he got banged up and got a concussion. It's hard, man. You miss 3 weeks of practice. It's hard. So on anybody. So, but we were pretty good on defense last year, and he was a starter. And I don't know how many games he started. Anybody know?
9. Yeah, I was gonna say 7 or 8.
Thought we were pretty good on defense, And so he doesn't have to, be Superman. Just needs to do his part, and he must have done that, or else everybody would have found him. And it would have exploited him if he hadn't been. So he did a great job last year.
Coach, those freshman defensive linemen, Brzee, Murphy, Capehart, I'm sure they've got a lot to learn still, but how much fun is it just getting your hands on them, especially with some experience in front of them this year?
Yeah, I mean, I know Coach Hall and Coach Bates, they get their hands on them a little more than I do. But, man, they're big, strong, athletic, smart, tough. Guys, they know how to compete, and very coachable, and they've been working really hard to learn to know what to do and how to do it. And they've all had their moments where they look, really, really good, and then some other moments where, again, they're still learning just, again, what to do, like you would expect. But got great motors and great skill, and they're going to have to help us.
Some of the guys out at cornerback, has Sheridan Jones really kind of stepped up and caught your eye? Yeah,
Sheridan's done well. He's had a good spring, and is a much different spot than where he was a year ago. He's stronger and wiser, and playing with really good fundamentals and technique. So he's made the improvement in the right spots.
Your thoughts on Fred and being that he's getting more reps?
Yeah, he's long. He's his head's spinning if you ask him, I'm sure. But Fred's done good. He loves to compete. He's always ready to go, and just learning how to practice and learn what to do. And he's getting again baptized. You know, we split it up and have 2 skellies going on at once. I think we got 3 scholarship corners that are healthy right now, and so he get a bunch of reps. But Fred's fun to be around. He's got a great attitude and really hard worker.
With Nolan Turner out for the spring, that's your top 4 safeties from last year gone. You still feel pretty good about those guys that are coming back and the competition there at safety?
Yeah, and we got a lot of work to do. I mean, we lost a lot of really good players there. You just don't snap your fingers, and you know, guys just, you know, every bit as good. You know, I mean, we got a lot of work to do, a lot of experience to gain. You do that through practice, through film study, through failure, through success, and got a long ways to go. But it's a good group of guys as far as talent, instincts, length, speed, athletic ability, and just got to get experience. And so you know, we're as coaches, we got a sense of desperation. We got to find a way to get them ready, you know, mentally, you know, get them to know what to do, you know, consistently, and trying guys at different spots and in different situations, and really trying to really learn more about, you know, their strengths and weaknesses, what they can and can't do, and this is the time of year to do that.
Tony, you mentioned Miles Murphy as a guy that's really flashed here. What have you seen from him so far?
Just, you know, the game's slow for him. You know, all things considered, just comparing apples to apples, the game's slow. He's been very well coached. He comes with really good fundamentals, knows how to play low and with leverage. Very explosive. He's long. You know, he's not only got good linear speed, but good lateral movement and quickness, and he sees things fast. You know, I would say like Christian Wilkins could see the game fast, and a lot of times you don't want guys to see too much, but some guys just naturally, you know, they can see a lot, but they still do their job well. And again, so we got a lot of work to do there, but those are some things that jumped out. He's strong. I don't know what his weight room strength is. I haven't really asked the strength coaches there, but he plays strong. You know, he's a good, strong point of attack guy, which again, for some freshmen, they're not able to do that. That's something that comes on a little later rather than sooner, but that's been good as well. I think he's got some natural ability as a pass rusher, really athletic, can flip his hips, so we've been pleased with Miles.
How about Breezy? How's he been?
Yeah, it's good. You know, he's missed a couple days right away. Maybe playing basketball or something, but it's just what you thought. You know, he's high energy, high effort, you know, big time motor. He's got a humility about him. You know, he's trying to learn from the other guys, and the older guys are doing a good job. You know, Niles isn't able to be out there, but he's doing a good job. Jordan is. Tyler's an older guy, you know, as well, but you know, everybody is trying to help him too, and he's done a really good job. Had a good paw drill today, and just learning how to play the game and getting some fundamentals down. And he's well coached. He's got a good set of fundamentals too, and some things you can get away with, some things you can't. And so he's learning that. He got some big, strong, athletic guys that he's going against on the offensive line, and they know how to play the game, and hand placement, footwork, and all that. So that'll come too. Again, he's a worker. He's a grinder.
Sweeney was saying the other day he was pleased with your son Tyler at safety. What's it like having Tyler on the team now with Jake?
Well, it's good. You know, it's fun. They've been out there on the field together at times, and so that's been fun. Working both nickel and free. You know, he played. You know, he's started at Daniel as, you know, his whole freshman year at safety, so he has a little bit of familiarity with that. But it takes a little time if you've been playing quarterback to learn how to backpedal and line up to formations and read keys and all that. But he's very instinctive, plays fast, very, very physical, and a really quick learner.
After a trial by fire freshman year, what's Tyler Davis's ceiling this year? What do you expect from him?
You know, if he played every bit as good as he played last year, that's what you want. I mean, he played outstanding. As consistent of a football player as we had on our defense last year. Made all the plays he was supposed to make. And you know, just was a great example in how you work, how you prepare, mature beyond his years, ultra physical, And you know, we want to develop, you know, more as a pass rusher, winning more one-on-ones, and you know, become a leader. He's a quiet guy by nature, and that's fine as well. But get him to come out of his shell a little bit, and just be, you know, don't have the sophomore slump if there is such a thing. And he won't. You know, I can say that without reservation. You know, just a very serious about his business, and he's always ready to go.
What'd you make of the show Isaiah put on at the combine?
Yeah, it was great. No surprise. You know, the bigger the stakes, the bigger the moment, you know, the better Isaiah was. That's who he's been since he's been here, and very proud of him, and proud of all those guys. They all got there, and, you know, particularly the defensive guys, the guys that I watched those guys, you know, and Tanner and Kayvon and AJ. Yeah, also it reminded me of that they're not here anymore. If they did anything, gosh, but really proud of them just to see their growth, and, you know, being able to live out their dreams, and us being able to kind of be a fly on the wall, you know, watching the TV to watch them chase their dreams. That was really pretty humbling for you know, for me personally as a coach, and you know, just messaging back and forth with them and their families to kind of share in that moment with them. So pretty cool stuff, and, you know, they're all going to have incredible success. You know, when the football field is no longer their home, they'll have great success too. Very mature guys that really squeezed every ounce of their experience that they could in college, and are well prepared for what's next.
Have the linebackers that came in last year made progressions that you wanted to see?
Yeah, so Kane has, you know, he's been limited because he's got a scaphoid or something going on his wrist. So, but he's tough. He's doing everything that he can other than the live work and the pressing. So he's done really good. And Keith and Vontae have been grinding, and they're running in there with that second group, rotating some and making plays. They're physical, playing faster, learning from some mistakes, and happens really fast now. And now that you're in there, of course, none of those guys were here a year ago in the spring. So this is their first time to really slow down and get a ton of reps. Even, you know, in fall camp, you're just not getting that kind of, you know, repetitions that you would if you're here in spring ball. So they're you know, showing some, again, you know, just having a lot of time in the film room. It shows. They most part know what to do, and again, learn from some of their mistakes. But great group of guys that can run and hit, and very tough and very committed.
Yeah,
Mid-
but
mid-year
Stetson
linebackers.
stood out the other day like a different, like he's taking another level.
Yeah.
Have you seen that too?
Yeah, just you know, even more of a leader. The games, just having all that experience, 15 games under his belt. The game has really slowed down for him, and playing just very precise, you know, in everything that he's doing. And he was playing multiple positions right now and can do it all at a really high level. And so it helps create some depth there, you know, so that somebody gets banged up, you know, he can do more than one thing. But been really pleased with Jamie and his leadership and how he's playing right now.
Now starting year 2, removed from his red shirt, are you happy with the strides that KJ is making it?
Yeah, he's put on, again, just leaned up even more, and you know, just put on the right kind of size and strength, and the experience for him was great, and we spent a lot of time in the month that we had to really look at the things that we didn't do well as a defense, and even when we might have made the play, how can we make it better? And there's so much of that, because if you looked at just the end result, you know, we played really good defense, but there's so much that we can be better at, and I can't say that enough. And with our footwork and our pad level and our eyes and just striking and knocking people back, and really, you know, our challenge to our defense as a whole. Of course, we've got a lot of work to do with our back seven. I mean, a lot. And then up front, you know, reestablishing ourselves, you know, from a defensive line standpoint. And, you know, we need to be able to overwhelm people, and we need to be able to knock people back. And when the game's on the line, that's a group we need to hang our hat on. So the challenge has been made, and a lot of work to do to get to that point where you feel like we can, again, go overwhelm people. And it starts with attitude, and it's fundamentals, and it's being physical.
Coming to that back seven, is Landon Zanders one of the guys you're looking towards to make that step up? this
Yeah,
spring?
has to. I mean, you just can't like find guys off the street. He's a guy with not. I say that, he's got to be a guy. That group of guys, they got to come through and feel great about him. Coach Kahn's done a great job of getting them to a point where they can go compete, know what to do, but the skill set is there. We've got, again, length and instincts and good speed. Guys can cover. We feel like, we got good range, so we're not limited in what we can do in the back end. And again, a group of guys that are very coachable, that put in a lot of work so far. They up to this point, have showed a willingness you got to work on your craft on your own too. We only get so much time. So, we can't want success for them more than they want it for themselves. And so if you're about the right stuff, you'll do whatever it takes. And so far it's been a group of guys that are, very willing to put the time in, because you got to put the time in. You can't just show up and by osmosis become a good player. You got to really grind, and it's got to go well beyond the practice field and the weight room and the film room and all the extras and, just making good decisions socially. All those things play a part into that, and we've been blessed for the most part to have guys that haven't been distracted and that are willing to put the work in and then again stick to it. When success doesn't happen right away, you have a bad day, come back and fight harder, and that's what it's all about. And the guys that can do that, the teams that can do that, at the end of the spring, at the end of the summer, you're going to have a chance to win a bunch of games. So that's leadership, that's finding a role, that's finding an identity, and all those kind of things. Right now, we're really just trying to get better at the fundamentals, understanding what we do. We're rolling a lot of guys in and out at all three levels, and chemistry and cohesion and the reestablishment, if you will, that will take place over time. It's I don't anticipate annoying anybody by the end of the spring. To be honest, it's a process, and it's a commitment, and it's consistency. But it's exciting. Like I said, it's a really, again, talented group of guys that have a humility about them, and so far seems to have a toughness about them, because it's tough what we ask them to do.
How about Xavier's progression?
Xavier Thomas? Yeah. Again, he seems to be playing faster. Again, it's just so hard. Today was our first day of really live work, and it's still situational. So, first down, okay, whatever they get, and then you go first down again, and whatever they get, you're really trying to hold people under 4 yards, having an awareness about, defensively, if you hold them under 4 yards, per play, you're going to be a top 5 defense in the country. And that's outstanding defense. And so really trying to get them to focus on first and 10 or P and 10 situations. And, it matters. They catch a stick route, and you hit them at 3 and then they fall forward for 5. I stink as a defensive coordinator on 2nd and 5. And getting them to understand how hard it is to play good defense on 2nd and 4, 2nd and 5 all day. And, it makes a big difference. 3rd and 1's a heck of a lot different than 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5. Or 3rd and 5's different than 3rd and 9. And so anyway, to answer your question about Xavier, then we have all 3rd and 10s, then it's all 3rd and 1s. We want to see what guys can do, within the flow, but he's done good. He's done well. He's playing fast and playing physical and, playing within the confines of the defense and doing all the little things that we're asking him to do so far.
Going back to Mike Jones, what do y'all specifically like about his skill set?
He's got twitch. He's physical. He's got good top end speed, good linear speed, but he's got good quickness too. He's got a savviness about him. He understands football. His dad played in the NFL for a good long while, and so he's got good bloodlines. And sometimes that translates, sometimes it doesn't. But he's got a good football IQ. He's got tremendous pride. He's super coachable. He pays attention. He's got a humility about him. So, he didn't have his lip stuck out, watching Isaiah play in front of him. He tried to learn and be a sponge, and he admired and respected Isaiah. And sure, he wanted his time, but he really valued having an opportunity to learn from Isaiah. And just a great teammate, and a really good student. And, he's a very committed guy. And he's a hard worker. Got a fabulous work ethic, and so And again, so far he's looked really good.
How hard was that LSU game to get over, and where did that offense rank in terms of?
The execution, the precision that they force you to play with. You gotta make plays. If you make mistakes when you play against really good, explosive people, they'll make you pay. And mistakes as a play caller, mistakes in a leverage, mistakes situationally, 3rd and 19. We played great in the red zone all year and had our worst game. Just made too many critical errors, and again, they made us pay, for some critical red zone mistakes. And so that's painful when again, and our guys played really hard, and we played really well in some spots, and in a lot of spots. But the explosive plays, I think we had 5 plays that we gave up on missed tackles, and that was a season high for explosive plays on missed tackles. But they executed, out-executed us in some other spots, and again, I'm stating the obvious in some of this, but it's very painful to get there and come up short. Those opportunities, it may never happen again. That's the reality, and so you never take that for granted. That's first and foremost, and how incredibly hard and fortunate you have to be to get there. And you felt like you're good enough. You certainly weren't good enough on that night. The better team won, and but I'm super proud of our guys and our football team. I've played in plenty of games where you're not, as proud as you'd like to be, and I'm very, very proud of our guys and for the effort that they put into it. And we had some opportunities in the game, and we just, we couldn't flip it when we needed to, as a team. And you gotta be able to help each other, and we just, again, momentum, 3rd and 19, 3rd and 10 in the 3rd quarter, it gets on the screen, and we come underneath the block instead of outside, and up the sideline it goes. And just one of those nights when for all the good that we did, we were on the wrong side of it against a really, really hot team.
Is that loss ever brought up at all out here in the early going of spring practice?
Yeah, there's nothing to be ashamed of. I think that you bring stuff up like that. I think there might have been some stuff during mat drills up there. We don't need to, everybody that was a part of it knows exactly what happened. And if you went out there and you look like a bunch of chumps, and we didn't play with effort, and we played like a bunch of meatheads and coached and didn't have our team prepared, then you'd be ashamed, to represent yourself that way. But that couldn't be further from the case. So you don't need to say a whole lot. And again, that was last year. This is a new team. A lot of those players are gone. Won't ever play here again. So you start your journey, completely over. Like everything, both good and bad, you try to learn from your experiences, and you try to share in some of those experiences with maybe guys that didn't play. But I thought our guys were very well prepared. I thought they had a great mindset, and again, they played with incredible passion and effort and toughness, and were physical, and again, just got beat by a better team. So we beat ourselves up enough. I know us as coaches probably do, but when you experience it, you don't need to. There's nothing to have to reinforce.
On a lighter note, Coach Sweeney has created a culture of family here, as evidenced when you first walked in.
Yeah.
What have you seen over the years since you've been here in terms of the culture that he's created in that regard?
Just, we attract, a lot of like-minded people from that standpoint that value, the values that, Coach Sweeney has in place here. Again, family, structure, discipline, accountability. I think it's well known. Coach likes to have fun. It's very important to him that our players have a great college experience. And, all the while as they're growing up, trying to teach them life lessons through the game of football, get a world-class education, and really promote family And for us as coaches, you know, that it just makes it a very inviting place to work. What we do in this profession is very difficult. As a profession, it's very demanding. And, you know, for me personally, it doesn't feel like a job, you know, in large part due to the environment that he creates. And you know, he fights for our players, he fights for the staff, he fights for this program every day to make sure that we have everything that we need to, you know, have the kind of fulfillment, experience, and success that we'd like. And but we're also fortunate to be supported, you know, by an administration and, you know, a board of you know, trustees and a president. It's important, and so you know, couldn't ask for a better, you know, again, place, you know, to work and certainly to play, to go to college. You know, just incredible. And the kind of support that you have here too. I think he just does a fabulous job of connecting to the community and to the fan base and to the administration, to the student body. There's just a very unique connectivity that's hard to replicate, and just got an incredible, you know, leadership style. So some of it has to do with the culture and all that, but again, the things that, you know, he emphasized are important to him, and it just appeals to the masses.
Thank you, Coach.